The recording, the Shabbos stuff,
It's not good. You're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to record it separate.
No, I can. I just wish people would be on time. It's so annoying.
No, Rabbi, we're gonna have to do it separate.
Okay. Anyway, so we're up to Mem Aleph Amid Beis, and we're doing the sugya of Tchumim, and we machadish by Tchumim that not only if the person goes out as Tchum, he's limited to his 4 amis, but even his kelim, his food, also would go ahead and would get his shvisa. They would get his din as well. So the Mishnah was discussing if Goyim took him out. We discussed that the only way he can go ahead and eat it is if it's taken out and gone back against his will. But if either one was willingly, either he walked out or walked back in it willingly, then you would not be able to, you'd be limited to shvisa, would be limited to 4 amas. So how about the following shaila? Goyim take him out, so now he's limited to 4 amas, right guys? We said it's the Mishnah. Goyim take him out, he's limited to 4 amas, and we're going to begin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines from the bottom of Mem Aleph on the base, the last words on the line. He's taken outside of 4 amis. He's taken outside his tchum. He's now limited to 4 amis, and he has to go to the bathroom. And he's in this place where there's no bathroom. So Mahu, what's the din? So Amalahem Gadol Kavod Abias Shadocha es Losase Shebetorah. Kavod Abias is great. It's Docha a Losase Shebetorah. Now, not every Losase, if you look at Rashi, es Losase Shebetorah, lav the Loisasa, the lav of not turning away from the words of the Rabbanim left and right. Meaning, by dir Rabbanans, it is Doicha. But at Deraisa, it's not. When it says over here Loisase, it means the Loisase that empowers the Chachamim to make laws. So therefore, since Tchumim is a din de Rabbanon, the Kavod Abrius of going to the bathroom would go ahead and override the fact that he's 4 amis, he's limited to 4 amis, and he would be able to go ahead and go out of his 4 amis to go to the bathroom. We saw in Daf Yutes and Brachas the sugya, if a guy's wearing shatness in the street, he's going to have to take off his shatness. Because why? Because Kavod Abrius is not Teicha Deraisa. But again, so it says over here Deraisa, it means the lav of Leisasa. And the Gemara adds, it says, Amin Adoi, Ipikeachu, if this guy is a smart guy, I let him go back. Let him go back home. In other words, if you got 4 amis and you're able to go back, you're not limited anymore, make sure you go back to your tchum, and that will give you back your 2,000 amis. Right? So that would make sense. We keep the oil. Okay. Amra Papa. Perish sheyatzu chutz l'tchum. Now, again, the Paris are going to have the same din as the person. The Paris would be limited to 4 amis. In addition, fellas, you cannot eat these Paris. You cannot, again, we'll see situationally. It's not only can't you carry them outside of 4 amis, you can't eat them outside of 4 amis. So this is the sugya that we're doing now. Says the Gemara. Amra Papa, Paris sheyotzu chutz l'tchum, Paris that go outside the tchum, Paris that goes outside the tchum, the chazru, and then they go back inside. Afilu b'mezid, even if you bring them back inside b'mezid, lo yifsidu es mekaymam. They do not lose their tchum. In other words, you would get 2,000 amas for this. Even if you did it on purpose. You took them out and brought them back on purpose. Why? My time, listen to this chiddush, guys. Anusim ninu. The food is considered an anus. It's like a person that was taken out against his will and brought back in against his will. Right? That was the case. If you go outside against your will, the Goyim take you out, and the Goyim put you back, you regain your tchum. So all food is considered that because food doesn't have das. Doesn't have das. Memela, the huge chiddush of Papa. Even if you bring it back inside willingly, if nonetheless the food will regain its tchum, it will regain the 2,000 amas. That's where Papa's chiddush, which is a huge chiddush. Eser Reb Yosef Bar Shmaya, Rav Papa, Reb Nechemya, Reb Nechemya, Reb Eliezer, Reb Nechemya and Reb Eliezer ben Yaakov Boimrim, Reb Nechemya and Reb Eliezer ben Yaakov say, La'olam asurim, La'olam the food is asur, The food is usher to eat till you bring it back in shoigegin. What's the mashma, fellas? Dafka b'shogeg gets brought back in b'mezid lo. But if it's brought back in b'mezid, you could not eat the food. So apparently, that's the kasher of the Chemi Rebbe Lezer and Yaakov are Tanoim. Rav Papa cannot argue with Tanoim, and therefore you see that b'mezid you could not eat the food, which is problematic if you're a Papa. Guys, we're good? So again, the food's outside, the food goes back in. The food when it was outside is limited now to Dalar Amis. It goes back inside, even b'mezid, says Rav Papa, it regains its 2,000 Amis. We bring in a shita of Nechemia and Rabbi Lezer and Yaakov. Dafka is brought back in. Ben Shogeg doesn't get back its 2,000 amas. However, if it's brought back in Ben Mezid, it'll be limited to 4 amas, which is so what Rav Papa said. Says the Gemara Tanayi. In fact, it's a machlokes Tanoim. In fact, it's a machlokes Tanoim. The Tanya. Paris sheyatzu chutz l'tchum b'shogeg. Paris that goes outside the tchum. Now, you're not bringing it back in. It goes outside the tchum. It's out there now. Right now, it's limited to 4 amas. B'shogeg yochelu, you could eat it. Someone else could eat it, not you. And b'mezid lo yochelu, but if it's taken up b'mezid, you can't eat it. Reb Nechemia Oimer. Now, this Gemara is very wordy, guys. Gemara is very wordy. Let's just give you a little hakdama to make it a little easier. Outside the tchum is not good. Back inside in your place is good. B'shoigeg is good. B'mezid is not good. So in other words, you look in Milas and Chisroinus. The biggest chiddush would be b'mezid outside that you could eat it. Correct? Again, because you have both reuses. It's outside and it's b'mezid. Good. Less of a chiddush would be b'shogeg outside. B'mezid inside, b'shogeg inside would be not such a chiddush. B'mezid inside would be a chiddush. So again, using the variable of outside and inside, being outside being the chumrah and mezid being the chumrah and the shogeg and the inside, this Gemara can come together quite nicely. Hopefully. Says the Gemara. Let's see. You know when I say that, guys, you're in for a long evening, right? Yehuda Horowitz had that look on his face, like I knew it's coming. Says the Gemara. Says Nechemia. B'mekomam, meaning b'mekomam yochelu. Now it's very interesting because, guys, if you look at the Brisa, he spoke about. He said chutz l'tchum, right? Look at the bottom line of the Yomi base. Titania perish yatzu chutz l'tchum. Perish that are outside the tchum. The sugar you can eat, the mesa you can't eat. Says Nechemia b'mekomam. Nechemia starts speaking about b'mekomam, right? He starts speaking about in its place. He was speaking outside the tchum, and he starts speaking about inside, right? B'mkomam yochelu, shlom kom lo yochelu. What did Reb Nechemia mean? My b'mkomam. What does he mean? You could eat it in its place. Ilay b'mkomam b'mezid. If you're going to tell me when it's back b'mezid, v'katani b'hedya Reb Nechemia b'lezim Yaakov oimim lo'il masurim. Guys, that was the question we asked Reb Papa, right? If you bring it back b'mezid, it's no good. That was good for the question we asked Reb Papa. Bringing it back, Reb Papa said even backside the mezid is good. He said no, it's no good. So b'mkomo here can't possibly mean, according to Nechemia, it can mean that you did it b'mezid. Actually, you have some come b'shogeg mezid like elalav b'mkomom shogeg. It must be if it's returned b'mkomom b'shogeg, you could eat it. Now you have both milas, guys, right? Guys, have both milas. 1, it's b'shogeg. 2, it's restored to its tchum, right? You got both milas. You with me? Both milas. 1, b'shogeg. 2, b'mkomo. Then you can eat it. Chsuri mechsra, and the words of the conversation that took place between the Tanakh and the Nechemia is missing words. And here's the way you have to lemshat. Perish sheyatzu chutz l'tchum. Perish that are outside the tchum. So therefore, that's a problem. B'shogeg yochlu. B'mezid lo yochlu. B'shogeg you could eat, b'mezid you can't eat. So as long as it has one mila, that is b'shogeg you could eat it, but both soinus, it's outside, and b'mezid you can't. When do we say this? Shelo b'mkomam. That's the afkiv, it's outside the tchum. Aval b'mkomam, but b'mkomam afilu mezid yochel. Even mezid you could eat. And that's Rav Papa, guys. That's Rav Papa. Again, when it's outside the tchum, then you need shoygeg. But when it's back inside the tchum, then afilu mezid would work. That's Rav Papa. Says Rav Papa, I have a tanner I can go according to, so it's not problematic. Right? Says the Gemara. The Asa Reb Nechemia L'Meimen, no. Afilu b'mkomom nami b'shogegin b'mezid lo. Even when you bring it back, dafka b'shogeg not b'mezid. Okay? So therefore, it's machlekes tanoim. But Papa says I have something to go according to. Now, b'mkomom the kuliyam le pligi the Asa says b'mkomom. It says no. Loi. Okay, let's go. Okay, look at me. New year, same share. We will not let people just me talking and you saying, okay, 7.5 years from now I'll get it again. If you don't get it this year, you're not going to get it next year. We're going to do this. Listen up. Your food has a din of tchum like you do. If it goes outside the tchum, it's limited to dal and amis, and you can't eat it. What happens if it comes back inside? Even if you bring it back inside, says Rav Papa, you could eat it. Says Rav Nechemia and Rebbe Eliezer and Yaakov, you can't. Rav Papa can't argue with them. And for the Gemara, the Tanakama who argues on Rebbe Eliezer ben Yaakov and Rav Nechemia says, I feel b'mezid, you could eat it. So therefore, Rav Papa has somebody he can go according to. So as long as you're b'mkomom like the Tanakama, you could eat it, even b'mezid. That's Rav Papa. Rav Eliezer ben Yaakov says, no, in order to eat it, you need both milas. A, b'shogeg, and B, back in its place.
Laser, wouldn't it make more sense for the Isser to be on the guy taking it out and back and not on the...
Yeah, we only care about the food now. We're not the Isser. The guy, right now we care about the food. If he did something wrong, we're not discussing with him. Can you eat the food or not? We want to know the status of the food. We're not speaking about, it's like... You go ahead, you have 59, you need 60. The guy goes in and throws in the 60, right? Can you eat it or not? That's the question. He didn't do the right thing, but can you eat it or not? L'chari nullified it, right? Can you eat it or not? We want to know, can you eat this or not? Okay, so now that's what we're saying. Says Gemara, no, it's not a machlokes tanoim. No, it's not true. B'mezid, b'mkomo, the kulyamale pligi diasa. The Gemara wants to suggest now that Rav Papa has no one to go according to. B'mezid, once you have b'mezid, forget about it. Even b'mkomo. That's our Papa. Once you have b'mezid, b'mkomo loy. Says loy, b'mezid, b'mkomo loy pligi diasa. V'hocha b'shoigeg shaloi b'mkomo pligi. Machlokes is shogeg outside. Tanakama sava b'shogeg shari, shaloi b'mkomo. And the Chemi sava, I feel a shogeg b'mkomo in, shaloi b'mkomo lo. Like the Tanakama fellas, if I have one mila of shogeg, even I have one chisaron that it's outside, I could eat it. Says Rav Nechemia, no. In order to eat it, you need both milas. One shogeg, two back inside. But the chisaron of mezid, everyone holds it's no good. So right now, Rav Papa is stuck. Rav Papa doesn't have him on the ummah that he goes according to. Because Rav Papa said, "Ben mezid back inside, you couldn't eat it." That's the problem. Says Gemara, that's not. Rav Papa is going to be restored. Hi. V'amidiktani seifa Reb Nechemia Reb Elazar ben Yaakov oimrim la'olam asurim at sheyachzru l'mkomo la'olam it's asa till you bring it back. Shoygegin b'mezid lo. He says shoygeg back in its place you could. V'chalu Tanakama sava b'mezid nami shari. Shmami no that what that the Tanakama argues. Okay, limaskana fellas, it's a machlokes tanoim. If the food is outside, everyone seems to say, right? Shalom b'mkomam. If it's b'mezid, you can't eat it. The shogeg machlokes. B'mezid back inside, the Papa says you could eat it like the Tanakama, and Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov and Reb Nechemia say you can't eat it. Rav Nachman Amar Shmuel. You're walking along, you don't know Tchum Shabbos. How do you figure it out? Mahalach alpayim psiois beinanis. Take. Like remember with that game, take giant steps and baby steps. I forgot that there was one game like that. Anyway,
May I?
May I? Yeah, may I? That's something like that. So this is a middle step. You take a middle step. V'zui tchum Shabbos. Fellas, a foot is a half amma, and a step that you take is the half amma, which is a full amma. So a foot, a half amma, and a step. Now, if you have big feet, obviously it's going to be different, right? You have some guys who have big feet. They have, I don't know, like larger than 12, I guess. It would be large. I think 12 would be large already. Some people have large feet. So if you have enough of this. Now, V'amar Rav Nachman, Nugidin. V'amar Rav Nachman, Amar Shmuel. Okay. Let me give you this Gemara outside. I think it's going to make a big difference. Let's do this. Back to the old Pirish Chai. We're in business, guys. We're good. We see. We can see this.
Yeah, we do now.
Okay, beautiful. Look, you're in a valley. You're in a valley. You have 2,000 amas. That's your little valley, right? You see that little black area, little specks? That's you. It's like, in the department store, you are here, right? So there you are. Here you are. You are here. You have 2,000 amas. They're all around 2,000 amas. Goyim come on Shabbos, and they hook it this ladira. They go ahead and surround the whole place. They surround the whole place. This place is surrounded now. Good? What's the halacha? Two halachas. One, can you walk here? Can you walk here? And two, if you can't walk there, correct? Can you put kalim there or not? Can you put kalim there or not? Listen to this, two different shitas. You got the shaila, guys. I'm telling you right now, you're limited to 2,000. Why? Because when you went here, it was not hukaf ladira. The hukaf ladira took place after you were koine shvisa. I was koine shvisa at Bein Hashmashos. There were no walls around. Therefore, I'm limited to 2,000 amas. Now walls come up. Halachically, how do they affect me? Good? How do these walls affect me? Says the first opinion, they allow me to throw kalim beyond my 2,000. Since you put up walls ladira, it has a dinner of Rishus HaYachid. It has a dinner of Rishus HaYachid. Since it has dinner of Rishus HaYachid, I'm able to throw from here into there, no problem. I'm here through there, I could throw in there. That's according to one opinion. Any questions?
Yeah, that came after Bein Hashmashos. Those walls.
What came after Bein Hashmashos?
Those walls. So why would you be allowed?
I'm not able to walk there. I'm able to throw something there because what the walls did, they created a Rishus HaYachid. They created a din of Rishus HaYachid.
And no problems with that, but it was created after
Again, why do you need Bein Hashmashos Hesh? You need to be kind of shvisa Bein Hashmashos for your 2,000 amas. That's all. I'm limited. My Bein Hashmashos, I'm limited to 2,000 amas. That's it. I can't go beyond that.
Okay.
But the walls help that I can be metaltel. I can be metaltel what? Up to that point. I can throw it. I can't carry it because now I can throw it. Now, obviously, I'm throwing somebody else's kalim, guys, because it was my kli. My kli is limited to my shvisa. Guys, you get this? The next piece is a little harder. If you don't get this, tell me right now. Anyone doesn't get it, talk up.
If you go one way, you can go the other way also. I mean,
what do you mean?
You can go both ways. 2,000 amas here.
I can go 2,000 amas around this circumference. Hit this way, this way, this way, this way. He just drew one area. The whole area high of 2,000 amas. I'm kind of shvisa this way. I'm kind of shvisa this way, and this way. Okay. What about beyond this? I can't, because again, as Heshi said, there were no walls up there, and I'm limited to 2,000 amas. But what the walls do, they created a din of Rishus HaYachid that I can throw something in there, from somebody else's kli I can throw in there. That's the first opinion. The second opinion, listen to this. I can't even carry kalim beyond 4 amas. I can't carry kalim beyond 4 amas. Why? Because since this area I'm not able to carry in, it's paritz meloo lemakam she'asalo. Remember the picture, guys? Chatzah Katana, Chatzah Gedayla, picture 69. We said the Chatzah Katana you can't carry in, because it was open to a place that was what? That was usher. Remember the karfif that you planted. It was half the planting. It was usher. You opening up to an area that's usher. If you're opening up to an area that's usher, then it asks you. So there's another opinion that since, look, see this gimel over here? Look at the letter over here where I'm pointing. This area is asa to carry. You're not able to carry in. So therefore it asks you to carry kalim over here for amis.
That's regardless of whether or not they were makifit.
Oh, no. Oh, no. If they were a makifit, there's no area that's asa to it. No, if they were a makifit, you get all this.
To carry also?
Yes.
So the fact that they're being
it made it worse. It made it worse, correct. It made it worse. Since they were makafit, it made it worse. So you have two opinions. One, you could throw, or two, you're limited to 4 amas. Those are the two opinions. And that's the discussion over here. Let's see it inside. Let's see the Gemara inside and see if it gets a little better as a result of the chart. It should be a little better. Says the Gemara, V'amar of Nachman Amar Shmuel, Shavas Bebika, you took Shvisa in a valley, and you got 2,000 amas directionally, Fikifu and Nachrim, and then the Goyim went ahead, and they were Makafit Ladira, creating Rishus HaYachid, Mechitza B'Shabbos, Mahalach Alpayim Amma, you can carry 2,000 amas, Umetaltel Bekula, Al Yedei Zrika, and you can carry Kalim throughout the area, only through throwing, because you're not able to walk there, but only through throwing, you would be able, the walls help to Kedin Rishus HaYachid that you could throw there. Rav Huna, that's the first opinion. Rav Huna Amar, Mahalech Alpayim Amma, you can walk 2,000 amas, like we said, Umitaltal Dalet amas, but you're limited in your 2,000 to carrying kalim for amas. The Gemara doesn't know the reason yet, but you do, because I cheated, right? You know, because it's open to a place that light is awesome. Now, why does he disagree with Rav Nachman and Shmuel? Why does Rav Huna disagree with Shmuel? Why? The walls created Rishus HaYachid. If it's Rishus HaYachid, I should be able to throw it. Good, I can't walk there, but I should be able to throw it there. Why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? Says the Gemara, I'll tell you why. It's a gezerah. Shema yimshach achachevtzai. Right? If you allow me to throw my kli, I'm worried that maybe I'll go after the kli, and I'm limited to 2,000. So if you're going to throw it out of bounds outside 2,000, I won't be able to get there. Therefore, you can't do it. A gezerah. Guys, good? One more time. Let's go over quickly. First shita, second shita, agree what? 2,000 amas. Why 2,000 amas? Because you were kind of shvisa in the valley, right? That's good. Goyim kam, make it into Rishus HaYachid. Can you throw kalim in there? Says Rav Nachman, you could. In the name of Shmuel, you could. Says Rav Huna, you can't. Says Fred, why not? Because I'm scared. If you're going to go ahead and throw, we won't let you go. Now the question is, so why am I limited to 4 amas? At least give me the 2,000, right? I understand why you don't let me throw there, because I may walk out of bounds, out of my 2,000. But let me at least carry within 2,000. Why do you limit it to 4 amas now? Says the Gemara, within the 2,000, let him carry. Ki urche, which Chaim Klagsburn he would have been able to done if they didn't put up the walls. Right? It made an error by putting up the walls. And for the Gemara, Mishum Dahavi Kimechitza, it's like a mechitza, Shenifritza b'maloa, that was broken across its width, L'mokoy ma'asala, by having an open area to the area that's surrounded. It's open to a place that's asr. Guys, I bring you back. Try to remember that Chatzah Katana and Chatzah Gedolah, we hack picture 69 Yom of Alayla, right? The reason why it's asr, because the big chatzah, they didn't make an Eruv together. It broke on Shabbos. You couldn't carry in the small chatzah because it was open to a place that was asr. We had it many times. Okay, we had it many times. Yes, Yehuda.
The guy put up this fence.
So why wouldn't we say that this maybe has the din of a karkaf, that it's more than a base asayim because it has to be bigger than 2,000 amas, that it shouldn't be considered any rishos?
It's because they were hooking for Ladira. Once you hook it for Ladira, it doesn't make a difference how big it is.
Okay.
Says the Gemara. So now, l'chayra, you understand both shittas, guys. One more time, let's go through it outside. Says Rav Nachman name is Shmuel, right? I have 2,000. Comes along, they hook it, makes it sayachid. It helps. I'm able to get kalim even beyond my 2,000. Says Rav Huna the opposite. The fact that you hook it makes it worse. You can't put kalim in there because maybe you'll be drawn after the kalim. Now the area that you could have carried in is open to a place that's asa, and therefore you're limited to 4 amas. Those are the two shittas. A third opinion. You can go ahead and walk 2,000 and carry 2,000. You all think this is a great shot, right? This is, you didn't lose anything. In other words, the fact that he put up walls didn't make a difference. Says the Gemara, Kiman, the Leiker of Nachman, the Leiker of Huna. Now you say to yourself, so big spritz, they can argue, they're all Amoroyim, they're not Tanoyim. The answer is, there's no Svara then. In other words, you hear both studim. On one hand, it's a Rishus HaYachid, you should be able to throw in there. On the other hand, if you get Baizer, you can't. And therefore, it's open to a place that's Asa. There's no Svara to say that the walls around it did nothing. According to Rav Chia bar Rav, it did nothing. You still get the same 2,000 either way, regarding yourself and regarding your kalim. So therefore, the Gemara says, Ema metaltal be'arba. Say that he holds like Rav Huna, that you only can carry 4, only 4 amas. Yihachi hainu Rav Huna. So Rav Chia bar Rav is not saying any chiddush. He's just quoting the din of Rav Huna. So it says, Ema say, Rav Chia bar Rav. And he agrees with Rav Huna. Okay, very geschmack. So now we have 2 shittas, and we understand them. Rav Nachman Rav Huna says Rav Nachman to Rav Huna. Rav Nachman said you can throw kalim into the area between the 2,000 and the fence, right? You can throw in there. The Rav Huna says you can't. Loi tiflegol the Shmuel. Again, Rav Nachman was quoting Shmuel. Don't argue on Shmuel. The Tanya Kavasei, because we have a brisa that's like him. The Tanya, here's the brisa. Haya moided uva. The top, if you have old Gemara, it's connected that word. It's got to disconnect the word. You see? Let's see what we got over here. You're going ahead. You're counting. Here's your city. You got you put an Eruv over here. So this is your extra 2,000. Guys, you with me? You see the picture? This is your city. Here was your tchum that you got. You put food over here. You lost 2,000 in this direction. You extended 2,000 in this direction. When you get 2,000, you end up right here. You end up here, right here in the middle of the city. Question, what do you get? Can you carry through this whole city, or you're limited to this? You with me? You hear what's going on over here. You end up right over here. Says the Gemara. And now it's ending up in the middle of the city. You can carry in the whole city. Provided you don't go over the tchum with your legs. Now, what do you mean metaltel? Meaning, I can get stuff over here without me going in there. How am I getting stuff over here? You see the pointer? I'm not able to go beyond here. This is my point. I can't go beyond here. The only way to get stuff into here then would be to throw it. So that's the Raya of Shmuel. So if Nachman's telling Rav Huna, don't argue. Shmuel's got a brisa behind him. He's got a Tana behind him. Because l'chayr it says, you can walk up to here. However, you're able to throw into here. You're able to throw into here. Says the Gemara, b'mayim metaltel. How are you getting there? Lav al yidei srika. Isn't that al yidei srika? Okay, I'm going to wimp out and take the easy way out and say that's it. That's the answer to the question. In other words, let's not be goyrus the next few words. Take out the words Rav Huna lo al yidei mashicha. Let's take that out and we'll go weiter. There's the Rishonim who take it out. In other words, this taka is an upshlag on Rav Huna. This taka is an upshlag on Rav Huna. Okay, now here's another scenario. You count your Eruv. You're counting your Eruv, and your Eruv ends over here, right by this dot. It ends right by this dot. Okay, you're in. What's the law? Chatzi by Chatzar. Amrav Huna hayamoyde to bov kolsami dasa b'chatzi Chatzar. It ends up here for the Chatzar. Ein lo ela chatzi Chatzar. All you can carry is up to here. It says in Pshit, of course. It says Ema yesh le chatzi Chatzar. The chiddush is that you could carry here. It says it's also Pashit you can carry here. What are you talking about? In other words, there's no chiddush that I can't carry over here. So the chiddush is that I can carry here. Why would you think otherwise? So if I let you carry here, you may come to carry here. Therefore, Kamash Malon, you can carry here. So the chiddush is, I'm not going to not carrying here or to carrying here. I might mistake. Listen, look, here you're all one big chutzner. I might mistakenly say that what? If you let me carry here, I might carry there. Kamash Malon, I let you carry here and not worried. Amrav Nachman, Moidli Huna is moided to me in the following scenario. Right? That's this picture over here. When you're going ahead, and now your Eruv 2000 ends going into a house that was broken, the door was broken, and you got a ceiling right here. You got a ceiling going down over here. Good? So now, Amrav Nachman, Moidli Huna, Hayamoidu Bov Kolsimi Dasay al Sfas Tikra, and it ends up at the Sfas, at the edge of a roof. Mutal Tatul B'Kol Habayis. You're permitted to carry through the hell house. My time, what's the reason? Hoil v'tikra habayis chevetes. We're going to say that tikra comes down, it's chavat. So it's like you're going to recognize it. And therefore, we're not worried that you're going to go in. Amrav Huna, Breder of Nasin, Kitanoi. This din of whether you're worried, Shema Yimshach, guys, you're worried that maybe it's, you're going to be schlepped on and go weiter is Machalik Tanoim. This idea that you're going to, if I give you partially, you're going to go through the whole thing is Machalik Tanoim. Where do you see this? The following. Let's go back to the Mishnah. Go back to the Mishnah on Mem Aleph on the base. Misha Itziu Nachrim. Nachrim went ahead and they forced him to go outside the Tchum. By Ruach Ra, or he lost it. By Ein Le'el Dalet Amis. If they put him back in, Kilo Yatz like he never went out. The Goyim take him to another city, and Nasnu B'dir, or they put him in a corral, like Besahar, or some type of pen, holding pen. Do they get the holding pen or not? Rav Gamliel, Rebbe Loza, Ben Azai Yoimim, Mahalik as Kulo, you can walk the whole distance of it. You only have Dalet Amis. So they put them in there, and they're limited according to Rabbi Gamliel. You get the whole case. Rabbi Gamliel, and it's important. The names are important. Rabbi Gamliel, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, you get the whole pen, right? You get the whole city, and according to Rabbi Yeshua and Rabbi Akiva, you don't. If you're bothered by a question, this is a question that should bother you, right? This question should bother you. If you're telling me that over here they get the whole city, what's the story with this? Why over here do we say he made his Eruv, he got over here, guys, and he only can throw in here? You just told me in the Mishnah, if the Goyim put you in here, you get the whole city. Over here, you say you only get up to here. Why? Why don't we view this as his corral? Why don't we view this as a city and you get the whole thing, according to Rabbi Gamliel, correct? You had a kasha? In our Mishnah, we say when they took him out, the Goyim, they put him over here, he got the whole city. On the other hand, when he counted it, when he himself did it, and the answer is obvious. The answer is, when the Goyim took him out, right, he didn't want to be there, they put him there, right? When they took him out and he didn't want to be there, right? So therefore, the Rabbanim were machmir and say they were machmir that he loses his Dalet Amis. They will makel once he puts him in an area, they'd give him the whole city, they give him the whole corral. On the other hand, the other scenario, it's not Goyim who did it. He himself counted that. He himself did that distance. And therefore what? And therefore he only gets half the city.
So what about the case where they built the mechitza, they built the wall on Shabbos?
Then he was kind of shvisa beforehand, right? Therefore it was before and he didn't get it. That's a good question also. They give the same teretz. So again, this is the Gemara is like, it comes together, guys, because conceptually, even Eruvin, the concepts are all consistent, so it makes a lot of sense now. And they're repetitive. They're repetitive in this very geschmack. Okay, so now, we want to suggest that maybe that a person is going to be drawn. We said that a person is going to be drawn after in the case where he was surrounded, you can let him throw his object, he may be drawn after it not. Rav Huna says you're worried, and Rav Shmuel says you weren't worried, correct? To throw the area that was surrounded by the goyim, we weren't worried. So we want to say it's a machlokes Tanoim. And again, who are the Tanoim? We're going to have Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah on one side, and we're going to have Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yeshua on the other side. Let's see how it works out. Kit Hanoi, whether you can be drawn after something, let's say it's a machlokes Hanoi. The goyim, again, this is our Mishnah. The goyim take him to another city. They put him in some type of holding pen. Rabbi Gamliel, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, Mahalach es kula. You're not limited to 4 amas. You get what? You get the whole thing. No, you only get 4 amas. The same 4 amas they would have got had they been outside the holding pen. Now, my love, Rabbi Gamliel, Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah, who are Mekel, they say the following: Mahalach es kula. You can walk through the whole pen. The legazu hilich dir v'sayar at the hilich bibika. We're not geyser if we let you go ahead and carry in a holding pen. You may come to walk in a bika. Throwing al yedei zrika, we're also not worried. Fellas, the Chachamim, again, we are so worried about tchum and haitzah. It's again, these are very easy things to be over, right? Very, very easy. So, the act of walking, I just as easily can say when I'm taking it. If I was taken out of my tchum, everyone holds. Even the goyim took me out. I did nothing wrong. I'm limited to 4 amas. Everyone holds that. However, if they take me to another city and they put me in a holding pen, then I can get the whole thing. Why are we worried? If we give you the whole thing, you may, when you come to a bika, also do the whole thing. Why worry there? So obviously they weren't worried. So when they weren't worried about that, they weren't also worried about walking and throwing it. So that din that Rav Shmuel said that you can throw if you're in the holding pit but surrounded by the goyim, that you're able to throw it, that is the shita of Shmuel Zermaira. That's the shita of Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, that you're able to go ahead one. Just like we're not goyza hiluch at the throwing, so too. So we want to suggest that's one shita. And continuing on, and Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Akiva, the Omrim ein lo yela arba amis. When you take it, the guy takes you out and he puts you in a holding pen, and you only have 4 amis. The gazu hiluch dir v'sayar at the hiluch the bika. We're worried if we let you walk here, well, you'll walk in a bika too. With the hilach at the hilach gazru, tiltu at the hilach nami gazru. So therefore, in l'chayra, they are worried, and therefore, that's the shita of Rav Huna. So the Gemara wants to suggest right now, amachlokus. The Gemara wants to suggest right now, amachlokus that we saw before. Amachlokus that we saw before. Over here, that according to Shmuel, who allowed you to throw in here, that's the shita of Rabbi Gamliel and Elazar ben Azariah. I'm not worried about this, to going to a holding pattern that you'll carry beyond. So I'm not worried about walking. I'm not worried about throwing. Whereas Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Yeshua, who limited you to 4 amis, we're worried and all concerned. And that's the shita of Rav Huna, who says you're limited to 4 amis here as well. And you won't be able to throw in.
Isn't there a big difference, though, because the corral has a natural boundary there, and then you're less likely to cross over. The case we're looking at right now on the screen, you can just take 1 step and you're off.
We're worried about throwing, Rabbi Gozenswag. We're not worried about you leaving it. Hilach, he said, their guys are hilach. In other words, this you were kind of shvisa. No one disagrees with this. Just because you surrounded it doesn't make you lose shvisa. You always had shvisa. You always had the bika. But obviously, when they limited you, when you were limited to 4 amis outside when the goyim took you out, and now you're going to be limited to 4 amis. You're going to be limited to 4 amis in the corral. Why should you be limited to 4 amis in the corral? Why don't I get the whole corral? The answer is both cases. The corral and that case, you had walls around it. The corral also had walls around it, and yet they still limited it to 4. So it's the exact same case. You're still limited to 4. So Gemara wants to suggest this machloikus between Shmuel and Rav Huna is a machloikus Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Lazariah versus Rabbi Yeshua and Rabbi Eliezer. Of course, now that you understand it, the Gemara is going to destroy it, right? That's what we do. We do this for a living, right? Okay, says the Gemara. Mimai. Dilma kiloi goser Rabbi Gamliel, Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah, hilich soya v'dir, atu hilich bika, hani mili hasan. The Shnei Mekayim is saying, over there, it's 2 separate places, right? Maybe this is the chilik. By bika, there's no walls. Over there by mechitzas, there are walls. So therefore, we're not worried you're going to mix up the 2. Maybe, like Rabbi Rosenzweig said, maybe if there was no walls, they would be geyser. But the fact that there's walls by the pen and there's no walls by the bika, before there was wall by them, therefore they would be geyser. Aval tilto at the hilach, the machem echad, but tilto and at the hilach was in one place. Achanami the gazer gezera shemayim shachach cheftzai. Maybe it would make a gezerah that you're drawn after it. In other words, there's a svara to say that they hold different opinions, that they're not exactly the same. Rabbi Yeshua Kivanami, Memai Dimishim the Gazrahu, how do you know it's a gezerah hilach at the tilto? Dilma Mishim the Kasava, Kiamin Kalabayas Kula Karba Amistami, Hanimili, Hechid the Shavas, but Avir Mechitzas by Yoim. Aval Hechid like Shavas by Mechitzas by Yoim Loy. Guys, Beina Shmashais, that holding pen was empty. There was no one in there. There was no one in there. When do they say you get 4? But let's say you're kind of shvisa on the ship and you get the whole ship, because I was there, Beina Shmashais. So therefore, the whole area will be considered Dalar Amis. Masha'enkin over here, where I wasn't there before, maybe what? That's the reason. Nothing to do with Gezerah. Maybe the reason I'm limited to 4 amis in the pen is because I wasn't in there. That's the reason. Amrav, Hilchas Rabbi Gamliel, Bedir v'Sayar Lusfina. The halacha is like Rabbi Gamliel, Bedir v'Sayar Sfina, meaning if you are in the pen, the Goyim put you in the pen, then you get the whole pen. You're not limited to 4 amis. Not like Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yeshua. You get the whole pen. We had a shaila by Sfina. If the Sfina leaves the dock and it's walking away from the Tchum, are you limited to 4 amis in the Sfina, or you get the whole Sfina because it has mechitzais? Good. So Sfina. So we want to say Sfina also, since it has mechitzais, it's considered Rishus HaYachid, and you would be able to walk the whole Sfina on Shabbos. Ushmul Amar Hilchas Rabbi Gamliel b'Sfina. The halacha is like Rabbi Gamliel by Sfina that you get the Dalar Amis. Aval b'dir v'Sayar loy. But if the Goyim put you in dir v'Sayar, you do not get the whole pen. You'll be limited to 4 amis. Why? The Kuliyama Miyah halacha Rabbi Gamliel b'Sfina. My time. Why does everyone agree by Sfina that you get the whole boat? So Amarava Hoyel v'Shavas v'Avir mechitzais b'Bayayim. Since you were Shavas, guys, where Ben Hashmashas, who was in the pen? Animals, right? He wasn't there. The Goyim put him there later. No one was in there. By Sfina, was he in there, Ben Hashmashas? Absolutely. Therefore, he gets the Dalar Amis. Therefore, meaning the whole Sfina is considered Dalar Amis. Masha'en came in the Der V'Saya, the pen, he wasn't in there. Therefore, the halach is not like Rabbi Gamliel. And it's like Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yeshua, you'll be limited. You'll be limited to 4 amis. You'll be able to go beyond that. And so that is one opinion. One opinion, the difference between boat and the other place, guys, is a boat, since he was in there, it's considered one area. Rabbi Zera Amar, Hoyel v'Svina Lasai, Mitchilas Arba, Umenachle b'Soif Arba. The boat's moving, guys. So he has 4 amis. But before he walks 4 amis, the boat continues moving. He gets another 4 amas. Before him goes another 4 amas, he gets another 4 amas. So this is the boat. In other words, he's limited to 4 amas, but since the boat is moving, my binayu, what would the difference be? It can be nayu shenifkasu doifnei sfina, where the sfina, the walls break down. Like the first opinion, that it has to do that it's considered your rishus, you'd lose it. Like the opinion of Daled Amis, it has nothing to do with walls, because your Daled Amis is constantly renewing itself. So Rabbi's reason, guys, Rabbi says you were kind of shvisa, correct? Kind of shvisa is provided there's walls around it. It makes it a rishus hayachid. What happens if there's no walls? So you lost it. What about the reason that you constantly renewal of the 4? It would work. Inami, b'koifitz mitzvina l'svina, you jump from one boat to another boat. Guys, like the reason of you were kind of shvisa, you would lose it because you only kind of shvisa on this boat, not the next boat. Like the one that you're constantly moving, you would go ahead and get 4 hours. Okay,
Rabbi, can I give you a fantastic application that I don't know anyone's ever thought of on this whole thing with your Kalim Kohen Shvisa? It was touched on once in a shir and they didn't come out with halacha lemaisa.
I'm sorry. Good night. I gotta go. Chaim, before you say it, what are we doing tomorrow night? I'm sorry, Chaim. What are we doing tomorrow night? Because I gotta go.
What time's the time is over?
7:40. But don't you have your CM usually? Don't you do something?
No, I'm not doing it tomorrow. You want to learn 9 o'clock tomorrow? Does 9 o'clock work?
Live or Zoom?
Zoom.
Okay, Chaim. I'm sorry, Chaim. You could.
Okay, we'll Zoom 9 o'clock. No shul. We'll Zoom 9 o'clock.
Okay, Rabbi.
You have to have you know what? You have to have an email with everyone's name on it. We just send it out like boom. Seems to be the best way to go. We have to. Can someone put together a communal email? Not everyone has WhatsApp. Everyone has email.
Don't you have it from before? From the original?
I have splatterings here and there, and I don't know how to put them all together.
Benji used to post all the time.
I don't know.
Anyway, a practical application. I go away for Shabbos, so I'm kind of shvisa in someplace else, right? My neighbor needs a cup of grape juice. He needs a folding chair, wants to borrow a safer. Can he come into my house and take it? And go across the street. No one thinks about this. And how about like in the bungalow colony? Guy left for Shabbos, he's by a simcha, and I need a folding chair. Can I go into his bungalow and take his folding chair?
Erev Chatzeres, so you have Erev Chatzeres.
You have an Erev Chatzeres.
So what? So now that includes all of my things?
I mean, you're not. The chum is what? Again, if you're in, chum is usually outside your house, outside your bungalow, right?
I'm kind of shvisa. I'm kind of shvisa.
What did you do? What did you do?
I went away for Shabbos. I'm in Brooklyn for Shabbos. My neighbor wants to come in and borrow a cup of grape juice or a folding chair or a safer. Can he walk into my house? Can he borrow one of my svarim and take it across the street?
In other words, well, they're limited to 2,000 amas from that place.
Then, but my kalim are in my house.
No, I don't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't. You create. You're in other words. You want to know if you're creating a new tchum for your kalim that belong in a house?
Nain, I left and I'm kind of shvisa personally. I'm in Brooklyn for Shabbos. My neighbor wants to come into my house and borrow a safer.
But what does the Erev Chatzeres do? Doesn't that give the guy the right to your chatzah? And your house also because it's part of the chatzah?
I don't know. That's my question.
I'm not sure. I think when we say kind of shvisa with kalim means like that are with you wherever you are. That the kalim went outside the tchum. But the kalim that are in your house are in your house.
But
I don't think that's the case, Chaim. I think the kalim that are in your house are not subject to. They don't need a new tchum. It's the kalim that are with you, that you travel with you.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out.
The case of the boat isn't a